it's unbelievable feeling. It is a feeling of just pure joy, and that you get to tell it to tell the story to a lot of people, and that it might help somebody. You know, that's a good feeling. Uh, now we had a documentary made, long before the film. Then a guy did a play about it. And so when the movie came up, we were, and I say we, my wife and I, just, well, okay. It wasn't the first time somebody had said a movie to us, so. So we went to meet Robin Bissell, and he seemed very sincere and really energized about the story. And then the play, I met his father, and we had a great conversation. And he said, Robin is serious about doing this film. And so we're sitting here now. They didn't like me, and it was likewise. I thought that they were set in their way. They had beliefs that I couldn't quite deal with, and I didn't see how standing alone they could ever be successful. That they had to modify how they stood in the world as people. Now, I'm not talking about the community. I'm just talking about as people, that they both had to modify their stance for it to be acceptable. Well, I got pushed in the corner where I had to go with the leadership of the community. Here is one person saying segregation is not going to happen. It is bad. It is not going to be. You got this other person over here saying, look, we've taken this too much, and this is going to happen. It's going to happen no matter what. We're going to make this happen. And those are two strong positions. But they represented large portions of that community. And so I had no choice but to try to bring them together. Man, the biggest jump that I made with myself was after the first night going home and wrestling with my own biases. And I had to put those to rest. And I did, because I had to accept each of these individuals the way they were. And that's the only way we can move forward. And so when I got rid of my own biases, I think that helped them to see a path that I was trying to direct them in. I think, first of all, you got to have a look in the mirror and understand your own biases, understand how they got there, and understand what to do about them. And that's what I had to do. And I had a short period of time to do it in because I wanted to be successful. I'm glad, though, because I left there a better person. And when CP tore up his card, it was a very moving and touching moment in my life. If I could leave my family out of it, it might have been the most touching thing that happened to me as a professional person. The charette is a planning process where you try to look at a community, identify the problem, and look at who's on the end of it, and do they represent a group? There are a lot of people who got these stance that Ann and CP had, but they don't represent very many people. Each one of them had a following. Well, now, the friendship part, I was not privy to. I knew they left a better understanding. But remember now, from the day I left the charette, and it acted out the way it should act out. They weren't friends of mine. You see, I mean, I left, and you're supposed to leave the community with leadership. And here we left the community with a combined leadership of a black woman who would, just do anything to have her way, with a white supremacist over here who decided to become friends. That's a powerful story. Babu did well. I had the opportunity to watch some of the filming, and Bissell gave me the opportunity to have a walk with him, and we had a walk, a short walk, it wasn't a long walk, and I gave him what I thought it was like, and he took it. He really did well. I mean, really well. And I'm glad I had that talk with him. Well, my ego won't let me say that you can play Bill Riddick, but I mean, he did a great job. Obviously, I've lived a long life, and I had a lot of audiences, and I didn't expect for him to be exactly like me, but I tried to get him as close as I could. TARAJI did a 99%, and I don't know how she got out of her own skin to do that, but it was a magnificent job. It was a magnificent job. I think the service station, where I didn't really want to go, but I had to go. And I had talked to a friend of his that had called me, to do this. And so I knew that I was safe. I knew I was safe. And he was hard to talk to, just hard to talk to. He just would not recognize that I was there hardly. And that was okay. I expected that. I think she helped change history because she gave messages back to her community that we're going to have to be smarter. We're going to have to do things a little different than we've been doing it. That it's not enough just to walk downtown on Saturday and march. That we're going to have to start to study our situations and study where we are, and then march forward with some solutions to our problem rather than just telling people about our problems. Well, I've been a humble person for almost all of my life, and I really think, that the Lord has blessed me to sit here in this chair today, and with all these years that I bring to this chair, and that part of my success is His doing. And I think the other part of my success is my having the will to accept people the way they are when I meet them, but do my damnness to walk away. I'm a better person, and they're a better person. Magnificent. Now, he really played CP. It was just, gratifying to see how he had to have put in a lot of time to talk like CP and to walk like CP. And I'm sure he never saw CP walk, but he did. He had that Southern swag to him that I'm better than anybody in this room, and that's how CP felt. I think there are two takeaways. I think we really have to start with the person in the mirror. I really do, because we have allowed ourselves to become not so very good. We put up in this country today with stuff that we should not put up with. And so we're going to have to look at ourselves and say, I am here for a reason, and my reason is to make this a better place. Then what do I have to do to improve myself? And then how can I help my neighbor?